Good morning. I hope you had a great day. Hey, I hope you guys don't mind. We're going to go a little bit away from Venn diagrams if we can allow it. We've been talking a whole bunch about cells. I know it's a lot of brand new stuff. We've been comparing and contrasting cells, and obviously every living thing is made up of cells, and it's not that we're going to completely go away from cells, but we're going to focus a little bit more on the different kingdoms of living things and exactly how scientists classify it. Let me just show you, I guess, what our objective is for today. So, simply put, we got to figure out today how scientists classify different living things. Maybe, I hope this helps. I hope it helps. But, you know, if your grandma or your auntie gives you a shopping list and you got to go buy some soda pop from the store, I don't know if you call it soda pop. We'll call it soda pop. You guys know, man, they have all sorts of it. You can go to probably 3 different aisles full of liquid refreshment, right? Water, Powerade, lemonade, juice, and Kool-Aid, and you finally get to the place that's a soda pop. But it's nice that the people at the store narrow it down, right? I mean, you have to narrow it down. If she just tells you to get a 12-pack of your favorite soda pop, there's all kinds of them. You take a look at this. Hey, this guy's pretty happy to narrow it down. There's so many different choices, but it's nice when they have the different Pepsi products together. And here they have the other products together, or the different flavored sodas together, and the different Coca-Colas together. That at least helps you with narrowing it down. They put the different kinds that are alike together, and you might say, well, they're all alike because they're all soda pop, but even with the soda pop world, there's differences, right? Again, I hope I'm making sense, but scientists need to classify living things. You can say they're all alike because they all have cells, but I mean, you know how different the tree is outside, or the bamboo outside to a puppy dog. Both alive, both made of cells, but completely different. So scientists need to figure a way to classify living things. And really, there's 6 different kingdoms that they put them into. Here they are. To be very honest with you, these down here, the protists and eubacteria and this type of stuff, even the fungi, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time in 3rd grade science talking about. But you can see that, yes, all of them are alive, but they're also very different. And yes, these kingdoms are incredibly broad, just like you have a whole soda pop aisle going all the way from the front of the aisle to the back of the aisle. There's all kinds of them. And you can say that about plants. Obviously, a little bit of grass is not the same as the huge oak tree in your yard. And same with animals. We got birds and we got fish, and man, just all kinds of different things. However, they're still all animals, right? And these are still all plants. So that's at least how they classify it. So when you talk about any kind of living thing, you can now sort them out into different kingdoms. So we're actually going to narrow down even a little bit more here. But let's stick with kingdoms for a bit. Now, if you're a scientist and you got to figure out what kingdom, and remember there's 6 different kingdoms, you know that a puppy dog is very, very different from a big horse. But they're still in the same kingdom because of both animals, right? Now here again, these are 2 living things, but this is a fungi, and this here is a plant, a rose, right? So they're both living things, but they would not be in the same kingdom. Same with the fish in a tree. Both made of cells, both living things, but you gotta understand, this is an animal, part of the animal kingdom, and this is a plant, part of the plant kingdom. So, yes, they're alive, but they're also very different. Sorry, I went blank there for a little bit. So not the same kingdom. We need ways to sort things, to classify things, and so that's why, again, looking back at this is why scientists do that. Now you might be thinking, well, how in the world are all the animals put together? Well, this is really where pages 10 to 13 in your science book are really going to help, because I like how it has the kingdoms laid out. Then it also narrows it down, because scientists do the same thing. They have something that's called animal families. Now you think about the classroom, or you think about the students in your class, Every single one of us are human beings, right? We all have that in common. We can all compare ourselves that way. But we don't belong to the same family. So we have likenesses and we have differences. You can tell different families because generally they have a close relationship. They share a lot in common. They might go to the same house. They might have the same grandmas and grandpas. They might have the same, different things they have in common. The same goes for animals, right? You might know certain animals that aren't the same but are close. Just like you and your cousin, you're not the same, but you have a lot in common. You might have the same auntie, the same grandma. It makes you part of the same family. Let's dive in a little bit more into animals. So instead of the whole broad giant animal kingdom, they classify them, they organize them into different families. I guess going back to the grocery store, you can probably tell I'm very hungry, but you walk into the grocery store and you got food from the front to the back and it's just all over the place and it's almost overwhelming. But what our grocery store friends do is they narrow it down, or they organize it is maybe better. So if you're looking for cereal, you don't have to go to aisle 4 and aisle 6 and aisle 8 to compare all the different cereals. It's all in the cereal aisle. If you're looking for bread, it's all in the bread aisle. If you're going to look for produce, it's all in the produce section, right? So a lot of people narrow things down, and scientists do the same things with family. And here's really the 3 questions scientists ask themselves about a certain animal. Is how many cells does the organism have? Is it small and has a few thousand cells? Is it really big and has millions and millions and millions of cells? Generally, where does it live, right? Does this live in the ocean and does this live in the desert? And how does it get food? Those are 3 questions. Let me actually show you some examples here, okay? Here's a good example, in my opinion. The cat family. Now, you guys would all know a lion is not the same as a house cat. Not at all. You would much rather be outside looking at this guy in the face and be able to pet it than this guy staring you down. It wouldn't be fun, right? But still, you have to admit they both have similar characteristics, right? They both have the same type of body shape. They both eat the same types of food. They both look similar in different ways. That's why they're part of the family. Again, you're not the same as your cousin, but you're part of the same family. A lion and a house cat are part of the same family, even though they're not exactly alike. Here's one I hope you understand that do not belong in the same family. A doggy has a lot more in common with a wolf. They're part of the canine family. Yes, with a cow, comparing a dog and a cow, they're both alive, they both have 4 legs, they both have ears, they both have a tail, but they don't have enough in common that you put them in the same family. Not at all, right? Completely different families. So that's where you got to kind of differentiate as a scientist, or at least what they do. They think, all right, do they have a lot in common? Do they have a lot of, body similarities and diet similarities and where they live? Not that they all have to live in the same exact area, but that's how they classify it. That's how they organize animals. I'm going to ask you guys to do the same thing. If you have your paper packet there, if you're looking in your tablet, your job is to figure out what animals might be in the same family, and you need to describe why. This right here is really going to help you. Look in your science book, page 13. That's going to really help you, in my opinion. And here's your exact assignment. Okay, please remember to put your name on top and starting off easy. What's your favorite animal? If it's a horse, put a horse here. If it's a lion, put a lion. And then, this is where you got to think like a scientist. Name 3 animals that would be in the same family as your favorite animal. If horse here is your favorite animal, don't put a bear. They're not in the same family. If dog is your favorite animal, don't put a bird. Not in the same family. Okay, think of animals that are similar to it, that have the same characteristics, not exactly the same, but have similar things, and then list right here why they are similar. So if you put a dog here and then you put a wolf here, you can say, well, both eat the same type of thing. Both eat a lot of meat. All right. Both have very similar body types. Things like that. Now, I'm not going to give you all the answers, but at least I'll give you a good good start there. So that's the assignment. If you have any questions, give me a call. Text my phone number. Give me an email. I'd love to help you out. Hey, I hope you have a great day. We're going to see you tomorrow with some more science.